You're now listening to Just Sex Talk. Now let's get to talking.
Let's talk about some more tattoo stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
What are some tattoos are probably the most popular?
It changes. It's changed. Like I started tattooing back in the 70s, and it's changed. Things have gone in and out of style, and nowadays it's they have this little sketchy style that's real popular. It's called Pinterest tattoos. It's just just basically just the outline with just a teeny bit of shading, and it's kind of just a trend that's going along. Like back in the 90s, tribal was a big deal.
I remember that. I was always like, hey, I got this tribal. I'm like, what tribe are you hanging with, man? What is this?
Yeah, Ed's tough. Ed was one of my mentors, so
was he?
Yeah, he was very well respected tattoo artist. Yeah.
What about watercolors now?
Oh yeah, wow.
Watercolors are not as trendy as the Pinterest stuff, but a lot of people want the watercolor stuff.
It seems like bikers and tattoos go hand in hand. That's just
Well, they used to, but now riding a motorcycle and getting a tattoo used to mean something, But now it's like it's just the cool thing to do to have a Harley Davidson and a tattoo, so you don't even have to be a real biker. You just get your instant biker kit, and you go down and get your instant biker tattoo.
Did you ride a bike? Do you have a bike?
Oh yeah.
It's a special Randy Adams. It has.
Do you still
Was
ride?
it
Randy
custom?
Adams
Was it
on it.
custom?
Uh-huh.
Someone that did what custom shop did it, or
It's nice.
Used to be a place called American Iron Horse. They custom built it for me.
oh, no, I've heard of American Horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the painters over there, he's was a tattoo customer, and I drew up the artwork for it, and he painted it on the tank. So
Oh, that's cool.
What about glow in
Do
the?
you ever ride it?
Oh,
not anymore.
Oh, why?
It's, my knees are. I'm 74 years old. My knees are not what they used to. I don't want to pull up to a red light, put my foot down, and go.
Did you end up being on your knees a lot, quite a bit?
wowza.
Wow.
What about glow in the dark tattoos or tattoos with like cremated ashes?
Oh.
We do memorial tattoos with cremated ashes. That's okay, but the glow in the dark tattoos that started in Japan. They developed that ink in Japan, but it's not safe. It's the same stuff that makes your wrist, your wristwatch dial radium. It's got radium in it, so you can't. And it doesn't stay well. The body absorbs it pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a little sample piece on my wrist, just you can stick under a black light and see. Yeah, but it just faded out real quick.
I saw a couple, years ago. I don't even know how many years ago, when people would have them done. But then I stopped hearing about people doing them, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah. Yeah, but one is the longevity tattoo. It doesn't look very good. When it's fresh, it shows under a black light. A lot of dancers used to get them, like they get a lip print on their bikini line or on their ass or something.
I was in that
And
business
they're
for
dancing
about a
under the black
dozen
lights.
years.
It looked real cool at first, but then it didn't stay long.
What's the longest
It's just one
tattoo
lip.
session you've done?
One lip.
I've done 10 hours on one person.
Wow.
Is that a long time?
That's a long time. Yeah,
And
most
one set-
people
Like solid?
most people are good for like 2 hours or so, but yeah, I did a guy's whole front torso at a tattoo convention. We stayed up all night and tattooed him. He did 10 hours because he lived in North Carolina and I was in Texas. He wanted to get it all finished before he went back.
It just pee breaks. That's it, huh?
Yeah.
The one and only tattoo
That's
I had,
crazy.
it was like 4.5 hours, and
Wow.
he was like, "Yo, you want to do it in 2 sessions?" I was like, "No, man, let's just get it over with. I just want to
Right.
do it one."
Why do you think people get tattoos?
Well, nowadays it's just cool and it's the thing to do, But back in the day, a lot of people get them because they mean something. It means something to them. It's like, people come in and some people bring in their designs and they want you to do something like parents will bring in their kid's crayon drawing and say, I want this on my arm, like the kid drew. And a lot of tattoo artists go, man, that's not cool. I don't want to do that. It looks like scribbles. I don't want to do that, But that means something to them, So
It's
And
supposed to look like scribbles. My 4-year-old.
yeah,
did.
exactly.
Yeah.
I like those kind of tattoos when people are like, this is the last, card where, like their dad wrote "Love Dad" at the end of a card for whatever reason, and that's what they get tattooed on them. Whenever I'm like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" Like,
and some people will get
cool.
like they have say their grandfather's ill and about to pass. They'll get him to sign something, and they'll come in and we'll transfer it to their skin, stuff like that.
And like he tattooed over my scar where I had the right lobe of my liver removed and all of the cancer with it, which meant I wasn't terminal anymore.
Absolutely.
And so he told me at the time it was the most meaningful tattoo he'd ever done. But
Still is, yeah.
yeah. So
Cool.
and now I'm cancer free for 15 years.
Yeah, that's
so.
good. Yeah.
I love that. I ran into somebody like at a random bar one night that had a QR code on them.
Yeah.
Did you scan it?
I did because we talked about it first, but I was like, if I, scan this QR code, what am I going to get? And it was a male's voice, but I can't remember what their relation was to the person. Excuse me. But it was the last voicemail that person had left them before they passed away. And I was like, oh, that's like magic.
Yeah.
For probably a good 10 years after my grandpa's passing, in my voicemail, my grandparents called every year to say happy birthday, and they would sing us happy birthday.
Oh.
Well, I didn't answer the year the last year that they called together.
Yeah.
And for 10 years, I had that voicemail of them singing me happy birthday on my voicemail. So I totally would have gotten that tattoo.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You could still
I don't have it
into a
anymore.
QR.
It just randomly was deleted one day.
Yeah.
I went back into my voicemails and it was no longer there.
Aw.
Fucking
I don't know if
T-Mobile.
it was T-Mobile. And I don't know if it, 10 years later, like timed out or something, just wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would go back and listen to that every year. So I totally would have had that tattoo.
How do you price tattoos?
It just depends on the amount of work that goes into it and the time.
Would it be more for like private areas, like private parts?
Some people charge more for that, but
If they smell.
if it's not on
they
your arm.
Depends on how hot they are.
Well, a lot of people are.
Do
we
we
got a lot of artists
that?
in the business now that are kind of prima donnas. Like, well, I only, if you want it on your upper arm or your forearm, it's the price on the wall. If you want it somewhere else, it's $20 extra. If you want it, some areas are more difficult to tattoo, but the way I was broke in, the way I was taught was.
Not the you have. They're like forearms.
It's the same thing as an upper
somebody
arm.
comes in with money, you do the tattoo and take their money, and you take care of the customer. You don't try and jack them for an extra $40-$50 just because they want it somewhere else.
Is there tattoos you won't do?
Yeah, we don't do satanic stuff on faces and stuff like that.
What about taints?
Wait a minute. You'll do satanic stuff, but just not on faces.
Yeah, we tat the hell out of a taint.
Does it have to be a daisy?
Penis.
I need that to be repeated because I need it to be on a short. We'll
what's
tat the hell out of a taint.
what's the most like ridiculous cover up you've had to do? Like someone came in, you're like,
Well, I'll tell you what. The most covered up tattoo is names,
Mm-hmm.
and the record is 4 hours.
Dang.
I was traveling with the carnival. We were in Pueblo, Colorado. A guy came in, got his wife's name put on him. 4 hours later, he was back. Get this name off my arm. I said, don't work like that. It's got to be healed up before you can cover it up. No, you got to do it, man. I said, it's just going to show right back through unless, go. And so I charged him another $80 and covered it up with a rose and told him, I said, this name's going to show right back through. I said, what you can do is after it's completely healed, go to some tattoo shop here and have them go back over it again. Maybe that'll help, And he kept going on and on about, what a she was. She'd been around him. She gave him the clap and all this stuff.
He didn't know that 4 hours prior.
He didn't know that, but he discovered all this.
He got his STD results back right
He's
after.
like, look, honey, I got your name. She's like, oh, well, I wish you wouldn't have done that because I need to tell you about that.
Well, he didn't go into detail how he found out that he was having to take a trip to the clinic, but and then
That's what you want to hear was you're tattooing him and he's bleeding everywhere. I was like, yeah, I have STDs like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that's the record, 4 hours.
yeah.
What's
yeah.
the
What was
worst
name?
tattoo?
What was the name?
I don't even remember. Hell, that was 30 years ago.
Worst tattoo. Like if you look back in all of your years of tattooing, and
Worse
you're
is in
like,
what? Like poor quality, or like I would never have done that.
like
Like
the you
he's-
can't believe
He did the work.
that you did the work kind of tattoo. You know, like when you first started out, like that
Oh, well,
first
everybody
smiley
makes
face.
mistakes
Or,
when you first start.
Yeah,
Now. It's like
absolutely.
I misspelled. I wrote instead of writing "live, laugh, love," I wrote "live, laugh, live."
Okay, I got to tell you about a tattoo on a case I
At least it wasn't permanent.
I hope that they still have that because it wasn't permanent.
So there was a
I hope they still
Motel
have that, and they could be
6.
like, Randy Adams gave me
Yeah.
this tattoo. Because now,
Motel 6 in Euless, right? Y'all know where that is on 121 right there? So we went out there to work this homicide case, and this guy was laying inside Motel 6 room, second floor, and he's laying next to the window. The door's here, the window's here, beds, 2 beds here, bathroom back here, right? So it was a fight over the keys to an ammo box that had meth in it, okay? So I found the keys. They were all rustled up in the bed sheets. But the guy that had been killed had escaped at some point, and he'd gone in the bathroom, and he'd been able to shut the door and block himself from the guy trying to get in the door, and his bloody footprints were on the tub, right? Like the toilet's right here, the tub's right there, right? So we ended up cutting out the walls with his handprint, his bloody handprints on it. Well, somehow the guy got in there, got to him, got him out, and almost cut his head off. It was so deep that you could see the bones and the trachea and everything in there. And he's like laying next to the window inside the door. So they think they have the guy, right? So he's in the jail at Euless Police Department. Well, it's my job to go photograph him. So I'm going to photograph him, you know, to get any blood stains or whatever that's on him. Well, you know what's tattooed across his belly right here? Right around his belly button? Michelle. My name. Right there, right across his belly button. That was one of the weird cases
That
I
is
had
weird.
to go
It's weird.
photograph somebody.
It would have been less weird if it was just another Michelle, but it was
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
name.
Yeah.
If he'd have said, your name is tattooed on me. Yeah.
Michelle Sex Doll with a fucking
A guy I went to high school with had the your name tattooed on his.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know who he had do it because it was, you could barely read it. It was almost illegible. But he did get a lot of women that want to look at it like that.
Maybe when it got hard, it was
got
more
your name
legible.
tattooed on my. No, you don't.
I saw a guy on the carnival win $100 off some gypsies like that. Gypsies do not, they're always the con men. They do not like to get beat. There's a guy named Jimmy Hardy, he ran the tattoo, he had his tattoo shop set up in the freak show in the big tent. And he said at the end, and they had a trailer with fortune telling. The gypsy girls over there would read fortunes. And when it wasn't busy, we'd all stand out around front and shoot the shit, you know. And he kept telling them girls, he goes, I got your name tattooed on my, and they were like, you don't even know my name. And he goes, $100 says I got. So this went on for 2 or 3 days, and finally the gypsies, they wouldn't put any money up because they knew there was some kind of catch, but they couldn't figure out what it was. And getting them to get off some cash, it was like pulling teeth. And finally Jimmy was like, well, just forget it then. But the curiosity got the best of them. And they said, well, let Randy hold the money. That way we make sure everybody pays up, you know. So he pulls his dick out, and it says your name on there. They got so hot. They tried to snatch the money. I said, no, it says your name, doesn't it? It's not my name. It didn't say whatever your name is. It says your name, you know. So I paid Jimmy, and they were pissed, man. They stared daggered at both of us for the rest of the week, you know? And they were too embarrassed to tell the other gypsies on the show that they got beat out of some money, you know, because they're always the ones that conning people. But they kept it to themselves. And they said, don't you ever tell anybody.
That's funny.
Jimmy couldn't tell the story.
you should have gone around like collecting money for the rest of the weekend.
Was it as horribly done as my friend's was, where you could barely read it?
Yeah, it was.
Just Sex Talk is fueled by the haters and recorded live at the Lifestyle Nation studio in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. We hope you enjoyed the show. If not, then this show just isn't for you, and no hard feelings. To experience more shows, go to JustSexTalk.com. And to contact the show, send an email to JustSexTalkPodcast@gmail.com.